What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Stoppage Time Stooges podcast. Andrew, I'm hosting this week, along with Christian, Jacob, Ricardo. My camera's inverted. It's a little weird, so my points are going in the opposite direction. It's kind of strange. Christian's not really to my left, but I have to point that way to, show it on here. So, anyways, how are you guys doing?
Fine.
Every week it's the same of Jacob. Every week.
I said fired up for the most recent thing we just filmed. By the way,
but that wasn't a regular episode. For some context, we just taped a special Champions League preview for the round of 16. That will go up on Monday at 10 a.m. So keep an eye on that. Monday. And so keep an eye on that. It has all of our predictions and X factors and all you need to know, including, do I think Barca is going to go on to the next round? You have to see. But we got a lot to talk about this week in terms of our clubs and the rest of Europe. But quickly, I just want to point out my predictions for Brighton last week and Real Madrid were flipped. So I had Real Madrid beating Atletico 4-2.
Oof.
And I had Brighton and Palace drawing 1-1. Atletico and Madrid drew 1-1. And then Brighton beat Palace, not 4-2, but 4-1, so close enough. So I am utterly shocked, but happy for Brighton. That was a rivalry. That was. I mean, hey, I'll take a rivalry win, and that was Brighton needed a decisive win like that. So, thank goodness for that. But we won't talk much Brighton this week, although they're without João Pedro for tomorrow. That got reported today, so not the best right now, but we'll see. Don't want to see Evan Ferguson.
All right, Jacob. He gets his favorite striker on the team, Danny Welbeck.
He does get to see Danny Welbeck play. Which by the way, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Brighton that much. They won 4-1 by starting, like what I said, João Pedro next to Evan Ferg up top. Danny Welbeck.
I guess you should be the coach.
I deserve it. I'm his advisor, and he knows ball. So
he checks in on the pod every week to make sure.
He does. That's enough Brighton. We'll get to Madrid a little later and talk their match with Girona tomorrow. But first, this past Sunday, FIFA announced in their wonderful World Cup special on Fox in America.
People that just love soccer.
Hey, Kim Kardashian, big soccer mom. Saint West, the next Jude Bellingham.
Oh God! Please don't say that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I see.
He was at Kanye's list.
He was at Kanye. Saint West was at Kanye's listening party of a Jude jersey.
I just hope that is this Saint a he or a she? Is it
Saint's a he?
I just hope he's more of a saint than his father.
We'll disregard that. He went to Messi's first Inter Miami match of Kim K. If you guys remember.
Kim's like going to Broadway.
Kim is the not Antonella. Kim is the Taylor Swift of Inter Miami games.
What a comparison!
They have to show her and David Beckham at least once.
She's the Ben Stiller.
Yeah. Yep. But anyways, on this special, they announced that MetLife Stadium, yes, that MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, home of the New York Football Giants and the New York Jets, rewarded the host of the 2026 World Cup final. And guys, I don't really like this. How about you guys? I don't like it at all.
I mean, for those of us who live in the area.
Really? Cool. Is it cool for us?
I think for anybody else, it's kind of puzzling.
Gianni Infantino has clearly never been to New Jersey. Because if he has, he would know that it is a nightmare getting to that place. And not only getting there, getting in that friggin' parking lot, which is going to take 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck for 3 hours just waiting to move a little
maybe more
bit.
than that.
Yeah.
More proving the point.
Think of how long it took us to get out of the parking lot for the friendly. U.S. Germany.
Oh my god. Well, that was a legit 40,000 sellout, but
I just think like with the way MetLife Stadium is constructed and
I
how
agree.
bad the parking lot is, it's just not. It's also like I don't know. I was also thinking about like, is there enough like hotels for people to stay?
Oh, there are. That's something to do have. That's something to do have.
Already.
That's what I was just gonna say.
I
was just gonna say. You know the Adam Silver meme that has like "Get ready to learn blank, buddy."
Wait, we can't say Chinese.
No. But like people just insert different things in that meme. Yeah, Chinese is one of the variations. I say to all the Europeans and all the South Americans and Africans and Asians, get ready to learn Meadowlands Parkway, buddy.
Oh, terrible!
Get ready. That Hotel Alley, and they're gonna really learn. I cannot wait, by the way, to see Europeans in New Jersey traffic. That's gonna be so much fun. And the worst part is Ricardo and I work 5 minutes away from MetLife Stadium.
Yep.
So if we're still at our current jobs by then, I'm definitely requesting off.
I might have to,
and not to go to the World Cup final. As disappointing as
they might sponsor our podcast by then. That'd be a dream.
That'd be nice.
Anybody got wood to knock on? I mean, I don't even know if I'd want to go to the game because if you're imagine being in the last row, you'd be this the whole time. You'd be like,
now it is the World Cup final. It does have prestige, and you get it every 4 years, and we are honored to have it. But it's just, I think our point is why MetLife over all the other stadiums like AT&T Stadium. I get SoFi. I get that because Stan Kroenke was being a jerk as per usual. So I get that. But Jerry Jones was right there.
It makes zero sense.
You're telling me Jerry Jones didn't want to make a deal with FIFA? He would have loved to make a deal with FIFA.
You think I don't think he knows what FIFA is.
Oh, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Jerry Jones absolutely knows what a FIFA is.
Were they at the Senior Bowl? I don't think he knows.
Were they at the Senior Bowl? Gianni Infantino probably has a nephew who went to Arkansas,
Arkansas ball play. Oh man!
Of all the schools in America where that guy's relatives,
Jerry Jones is
he ain't going to Arkansas. I can promise.
Even then, you're telling me that the Chiefs wouldn't want to host the World Cup final at Arrowhead?
I'm sure they would. I don't. That'd be a very weird place to host a World Cup final.
How about the Rose Bowl?
The Rose Bowl. Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta.
Is the LA Coliseum still up?
Yes.
I know it's really old, but
it's probably not. That probably wouldn't be best for FIFA regulations at this point.
But if you want somewhere where it could seat everybody.
Yeah. No, but it's just MetLife. I mean, I don't give it. It's our local stadium, but it's just a weird spot. Driving by the other day, they already put up the electronic signs around the stadium. It already has like home of the 2026 World Cup final on it, so they were prepped and everything. But so expect me to stay home that day. I wouldn't want to feel like driving. I hope I'm not working. But that's cool. It's still cool having New York, New Jersey. That World Cup will be very fun. But I mean, since we're on the topic real quick, the fact that the U.S. is playing all the group stage matches on the West Coast is an absolute travesty.
Thanks.
Disgrace.
We really appreciate it.
2 in L.A. Are you kidding me? 2 at SoFi. Yeah. 2 at SoFi. I'd get it if maybe they did 1 at SoFi and 1 at the Rose Bowl. Like I'd be like, okay, that's cool. 2 at SoFi. I don't like that at all.
What's the point of having the World Cup in the United States if you have this large, big country just so you can play 3 games? I mean, I guess they want to limit the travel. I get it, but which is why this never made any sense.
Yeah, but like, But Canada's playing in Toronto and Vancouver. So I mean, it's not like so if they're going coast to coast, why can't the U.S.? It doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
Of course not.
But anyways, we'll talk more about the U.S. Come the summer of Copa America. We'll talk more about the 20. We got 2 years till the World Cup, so we got plenty of time to talk.
I mean, it's great to have it, so because this way we don't have to worry about qualifying.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we don't have to worry about qualifying.
Fair
It's a
point.
big factor.
Because that is never a lock.
No, I mean with the U.S. I mean we literally did not qualify just 2 World Cup cycles ago. So, but like I said, we got plenty of time to talk to U.S. We don't have a lot of time to talk Chelsea. We do not have a lot of time.
We do every week.
Yeah, but it's very precious time to talk about Chelsea because we love to hear Jacob scream and yell. And
this is kind of a half and half because it's not all going to be bad.
No, but our point is this is our favorite part of the week.
All right, everybody, sit back.
So, yep, as Christian said, sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Viewers, but the vigor and the venom that I had a week ago, I don't entirely have now because it felt like an eternity ago when this wretched, god-awful, pathetic game against Wolves took place where they gave up 4 effing goals, 3 to, what's his name, Mateus Cunha?
Hey, don't disrespect that man. I like him.
I didn't know he was freaking Ronaldinho. I mean, are you kidding me? You let this guy score 3 goals.
At the bridge.
Oh my god. And this is what I'm so tired of. If I hear one more Chelsea fan tell me bring back Mourinho, oh my god, I'm gonna get so mad. Do not if they bring back Mourinho, I may be done. I can't do it anymore. That will really be the death of Chelsea. Ask Roma how what life is like without Mourinho.
Stop it.
Oh, what's the record since he left? 3 wins.
3 wins and 3.
Oh, you said life after Mourinho.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much better it is.
For now.
Who would have thunk it? I mean, if they bring Mourinho back, DEFCON 4. I will not be happy. And again, this is not because Pochettino is good. He has been. This guy cannot adjust in the middle of the game at all. Remember when I told you guys how every friggin' time they're down, the game is automatically over? Do I not say that? And now you know why? They went up 1-0. Thank God for Cole Palmer, as I say all the time. And then 2 minutes later, they get up a friggin' goal. 2 minutes later, we couldn't even enjoy when they take the friggin' lead. They have to friggin' give it up right after. This midfield, and I know they played great against Villa, sucks. Moises Caicedo is terrible. He's awful. I can't take it anymore. All he does is give the ball away, and he commits one dumb foul every friggin' game. And they're always in the box too, or they're always like right outside the box every time. Do you know that they have more than 70 yellow cards? 70! This team has no discipline. Shouldn't the manager work on that? I want to know I need to start watching these training clips that they put on their social media to figure out what they're actually doing. Because, God, I mean, you would think if they train, remember, they don't have the Champions League or the Europa League to worry about, which means they have more time to train. And this is what I have to watch? They lose to Wolves. They've lost to Wolves twice. They haven't done that since 1975. Which is almost the same year the Knicks won a title.
I was going to say, you sounded a lot like Mad Dog there.
So many of these players in the 11 are freaking awful. I work for Fansided, and I did these player ratings. I did player ratings, my own player ratings, of the 11, and let me see. What did I? Let's see. I actually was nice. I gave Jordy Petrovic a 7 out of 10. Let's see. Then I gave Malagusto. What?
Let's say you've been liking Petrovic.
I have. I mean, most of these goals aren't his fault.
With Mr. Robert Sanchez.
I gave Malagusto 4 out of 10 because he committed a stupid penalty that led to that ridiculous hat trick. Oh my God! Don't get me started. Thiago Silva got a 6.5 out of 10 because one, he's on life. He's on AARP. He's really old. And he scored a goal. So
Wait, Jacob, on Thiago Silva, is he going back to, you love making the Knicks comparisons, is he the Taj Gibson of this group right now?
He's a bit better than Taj Gibson.
Well, obviously, but the fact that he's the elder statesman who's getting tired because of,
Oh yeah, he's Taj Gibson then, but he's just a bit better.
Obviously.
Let's see, Axel Disasi, more like Axel Disaster, 4.8 out of 10. I mean, he is terrible. He is the new Kurt Zuma.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
What a comp.
Why do I say that? Both French, both have these insane bodies where they should be dominating people, yet they get muscled. This guy got muscled by Diogo Jota, who's yay big. He can hit the weight room, but he can't hit anything else. Ben Chilwell, 5 out of 10. I want to love Ben Chilwell, but Jesus, he can't defend a stick. Oh my God. Every time he has to run back, I want to call SO. I want to scream SOS. Moises Caicedo, again, 3 out of 10. Just awful. That first goal was his fault because he gave the ball away again. I want my damn money back.
No.
I was sold a bill of goods.
And you signed a binding contractual agreement with Brighton and
Connor
Hove Albion
Gallagher,
FC.
2.5 out of 10. Another awful game. And by the way, Connor Gallagher had a chance to score a goal late in the game. And all he had to do was not shoot it directly at the goalkeeper. And what does he do? He shoots it directly at the goalkeeper.
At least he did that.
Lying on the ground. Connor, all you have to do is tuck it in the corner, and it would have been an easy goal. But no, let me kick it the other way. I mean, ugh. Let's see. I gave him a 2.5 out of 10. N0 Fernandez gets a 6 out of 10 because even though he can't control anything most of the time, and he's a worse version of Jorginho, yet he costs 100 more million. Even though he's, oh my God, all I do is think about how much I miss Jorginho. That's all I do. And you know what he also was? That Enzo Fernandez isn't a leader. Don't Chelsea need leaders? Because the manager isn't a leader. Tell you that. Oh my God. Raheem Sterling, that guy, he cashed in his check because he has done nothing ever since. You know what I want? When's the next international break? When is it?
March.
Good. Can it be now so he can get left out of the team again and get motivated? Because that is the only freaking way where he can play good. He has to be pissed off. You know what, Raheem? I'm pissed off every week I have to watch your sorry behind play. And disgrace that blue that you wear. And disgrace that number 7 that N'Golo Kante wore. That you now wear. And this is the best. The subs were fine. They didn't really do much to Cuckoo, whatever. He played too, although he never really got the ball. So I don't really want to get mad at him. You have to get the ball. He brings in Nicholas Jackson, who of course does nothing. Has a header puts it wide left. He's like the field goal kicker that you. He's like this. If he was a field goal kicker, he'd be Scott Norwood.
Come on.
If you don't know who that is, ladies and gentlemen, look up Bills Giants Super Bowl 25 wide right. Then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
I mean, you literally just said it. So.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, there you go. And this is the worst. This is what I love. They're down by 2 goals, and what does he do in the 81st minute? He brings on not 1, 2 defenders. Mauricio, you're down by 2 goals. Why are we bringing in defenders? Don't you want to win the game or at least draw? Or they may have been down 3 by that point, but beside the point, you need to go and try and do something. You can't freaking throw in the towel before the game's over. No wonder Tottenham fired him. No wonder freaking he couldn't even win. Think about this: when he was at PSG, they didn't win They didn't even win Liga, the worst league in the world. They couldn't win. And small thing for the round of the week: Curtis Jones is a fraud.
Quote, how on earth did we get there?
I told you about this before we recorded the other episode. He's mad that Mikel Arteta was pumping his fist because that's our Gaffer's thing. Are you kidding me? You're gonna get mad? How about get mad that you lost? How about that? How about that you get mad about the fact that Virgil van Dijk hasn't been elite in like 2 years? Maybe longer? I don't know. I mean, maybe Christian will disagree with me there, but he's been a shell ever since he got that bad injury or whatever. He's just, to me, he's fell off a cliff.
Who?
Van Dijk. I don't.
You think he's been a shell of himself?
I just don't think he's elite anymore. I don't. I
think he's.
I get he's got the armband now. He's supposed to be a leader. All this jazz. I get it, but I don't. Something's missing with him, and it's been missing for like 2 years, in my opinion. But again, Curtis Jones getting mad about that. Are you kidding me? And they're getting mad about Arteta celebrating. Oh wait, so let me get this straight. So your manager, when he does all his, that stupid gimmicky smile, that we have to sit there and deal with that, and that stupid fist bump at the end of every game. But no, when Arsenal celebrate, no, well, it's over the top. Really? Come on. Let's be real. Give me a break. But yeah, Chelsea, and this is what I hate. They play the worst game, maybe the worst game they played all year, which is saying a lot. Because how pathetic they've been. And then they followed up with this miraculous win where they dominate Aston Villa at their place. Enzo Fernandez scores a goal, the best goal of the year. And then he takes his jersey off like he won the World Cup final again, which is, a bit much. But he did it anyway. Even Nicholas think about this. Chelsea got 3 goals from Conor Gallagher, Nicholas Jackson, and Enzo Fernandez. Probably 3 of, in my opinion, their most underachieving players on the team. Against Aston Villa. I don't get it. Why can't they show up for the Premier League games like they do for these cup competitions? Can I get an answer to that?
Built different.
We don't have one.
Instead, I have to hear Pochettino make excuses in his broken English. No wonder they wanted frickin' Ange Ball. I want Ange Ball.
Oh, wait, no, you can't say this now. You can't say this now. You called Ange a fraud a month ago. You called Ange an absolute fraud. You cannot turn your...
What?
No, Jacob was
everyone a fraud.
Ange. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this at all.
Think about this. He made Richarlison good. Richarlison.
Good manager.
If Pochettino had him, he would look like Nicholas Jackson. But I've had enough. I've gone on for way too long. Chelsea, just give more pain. So much pain that this team gives me, and I can't take it anymore. I can't. They make me want to smash my head through a wall. Gutless.
I mean, Enzo's, dare I say, been
He's not consistent, Andrew.
But he's
Andrew.
I think there are many more problems of Chelsea than Enzo Fernandez.
I never said
that are far more.
I never said he was. I never said he was problem number one. I have never said that.
But when you have that fee,
thank you.
Yes.
He needs to be great. Being okay is not good enough.
Here's my main point / question. Would you at least call him in 0.5 Fernandez?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Wow.
But Andrew, he needs to impact.
No, totally agree. For that price, I agree.
Every game.
One of the best eights in the league
in the world. He should be one of the best eights in the world at that price.
Huh. Well, you go to struggling Crystal Palace on Monday, so
thank Brighton.
I swear to God, if they don't beat Crystal Palace again.
I think they're missing Elise too. So
they're missing.
Yeah, at least they got hurt against Brighton.
They eat the pummel.
Oh, Chelsea are closer to the bottom three than the top four, and are now behind Wolves.
Gary O'Neill took over 5 days before the season. 5 days,
and he's at the top.
And he looks better than Mauricio Pochettino with that team. With that motley crew.
Jacob, your squad is 12 points away from relegation. You're 4 points away from, or actually, I should say, you're 4 points ahead of Bournemouth. This just screams the most mid-table team of all time.
Todd Bowley, Sell,
and
Roman Abramovich.
So Jacob,
come back, please.
Jacob, I know you still have cup, business to deal with. So I'm not talking about that, but just solely Premier League. Are you done with Chelsea this Premier League season? Are you done at this point?
No, I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to be invested.
Well, of course you're still going to watch, but is your confidence completely shot just like you're expecting the worst from them every match now in the Prem?
No, because they've beaten a lot of crappy teams. They are good. They are almost good at that. They feast on the bottom like 5. They love playing those teams.
Yeah.
And Europe's still within reach, as bad as it has been.
Yeah. I mean,
this is the problem, Andrew, is that they like to fool me into thinking that they're getting better.
You're only 4 points away from us. So, like I said, you're 4 points ahead of Bournemouth. You're only 4 points away from us. It's still within, to be top 8.
I just think it'd be hilarious if they won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup.
If they do a cup double with everything that's gone on,
it'd be the worst double of all time.
Oh, that would automatically get you into Europe too. So,
yep.
I think the Carabao Cup's arguably more important to Chelsea than it is to Liverpool.
Oh,
I mean, Liverpool obviously won it for
you don't need that.
Klopp's final year, but I think
I need that trophy. Like I need the air to breathe. You don't need that trophy. I need it. And you know that, and you know they're gonna have Anthony Taylor ref that game. It's either gonna be him or friggin' Michael Oliver. I swear to God. And if it's Paul Tierney, I am done. Because he rigged the damn last game.
So no Paul Tierney, no Michael Oliver, no Anthony Taylor. What ref would you be okay with? Because those are all the big names.
Las Diaz.
Well, hey, you get Michael Oliver on Monday.
I don't know. He's not the worst. I just don't trust him.
Last Diaz.
All right, I've had enough.
All right.
Oh,
I'm glad you were able to vent, Jacob. You said it wasn't gonna be fiery. It was pretty explosive, I thought, this week.
Yeah, well, I'm full of surprises.
That's good. Christian, are you gonna have a rant? Because we're gonna talk about the Premier League title race right now. And this past weekend, in a very important match, the top three, Arsenal and Liverpool. And I hate to say it, but I mean, Arsenal kind of won. Not just kind of, very much won. 3-1 against Liverpool. I mean, I watched this match all the way through. A strange match to watch, just a weird craziness, but like just chaos. It was just chaos. It wasn't like to be honest, I don't even it doesn't even really feel like a straight domination either from Arsenal. It was just, I don't know, just weird circumstances throughout. Ended with a red card for Konate, right near the end of the match. But I mean, with Liverpool being at the top, I mean, you dropping points like that, I'm sure you're very upset.
I thought Trent wasn't ready, to be honest. And I understand you have to bring him back in the team. Connor Bradley, of course, as we talked about in the group chat, dealing with a loss of a family member, So obviously understandable that he wasn't going to be available. But Trent, who has not been strong defensively this season and really hasn't been for a number of years, put them in a really bad spot in a lot of periods of the game. Tried to get forward off that right side, and Konate had to get stretched out defensively. All of a sudden, there's a ton of space through the middle. I thought Arsenal were way better, and honestly, were very unfortunate to concede. It was just domination from start to finish. Liverpool got a lifeline, and you thought, okay, Klopp goes into the dressing room at halftime. Maybe he can really rile them up and give them a second energy, and it never came. They had one opportunity where Jota could have gotten the ball through the middle early in the second half to potentially, create a chance. But other than that, I can't even recall many even half chances for Liverpool. It was, I think, the worst performance of the season. They've had a couple bad performances in the Europa League, but, they've had a lot of change teams in that competition. I thought Liverpool were not urgent. They weren't strong defensively. They left a lot to be desired, and the absentees really hit them home. I think Szoboszlai not being in the midfield really hurt them. They've coped well without Salah, and having him in that game, maybe it changes things slightly, but I think Arsenal were the far better team. They were much more explosive going in the final third, and it feels like a missed opportunity. I think I would have been comfortable getting a point if you asked me at halftime. If I walked away from that game with a draw, I would have said I am totally cool with that, because Arsenal looked ready. They looked hungry, and I said it right after the game ended, Arsenal's back in this title race, and we didn't really think they were for a while. It just felt like they had, expended a lot of their bullets. They didn't really have a lot going right. It's particularly in the final third, because Saka was kind of up and down. Martinelli was not having a good run of form. Now he looks like he's finding that confidence again. And I just think this is primed for Man City to win the league. I was hoping that maybe, they would be focused on the final rounds of the Champions League once they get to a quarterfinal. But I don't know. I see this going one way only, and if they win their game in hand, they're top of the league. And it feels like at that point, if they get to a number one, I don't think they'll ever give it up.
Now, so as you alluded to, Man City and Arsenal are currently tied points-wise, 49 points, but Man City does have that game in hand. So theoretically, if they win, they would be top of the league, as you said. But you do see what I mean, though. I don't know if I would call, with the context of this match, if what Liverpool was going through with missing players and the circumstances of Connor Bradley,
Sure.
of course, and I won't go out there and say it was. I would say it was, if this makes sense, chaos domination. I don't know if I'd call it a straight domination per se, because you were going through some weird circumstances that you can, like, I understand as a supporter it may look different, but like through context, for example, we love bringing up American sports here. Completely different situation. But the other night in basketball, the New York Knicks played the Dallas Mavericks with only 8 players. They lose by 14. Bad loss.
Yeah.
But context, you're missing so many of your best players. Now, Liverpool was not the same situation at all.
Sure.
But the point is, chaos can change the way of a match, and I'm not going to go ahead and say because of this match that Arsenal is, and I know you're not saying this, but Arsenal is better than Liverpool. I still would rate Liverpool higher than Arsenal at this point this season. But I think Man City, you make a great point. I think it's prime for Man City now, and this is the worst time to play Man City.
It's all over.
Inevitable.
I think I agree with you, Andrew. Arsenal, to me, especially with the Champions League, given we do all believe that they're going to get through the round of 16, I just think that it's going to be difficult for them in their first time back, especially with this regime, to take care of both competitions at once. I think they'll start to stumble a bit probably once we get to March. Liverpool have 4 competitions right now still, so they have to balance a lot of things. But unless they win that match at Anfield against City, it feels like City's just going to cruise. I think with context, you're right. That was a difficult game against Arsenal. But I said it to you guys, it feels like this is a league where you literally cannot make a mistake. You have to pick up points every single match, because even when City loses a couple matches in November, they're going to be able to figure it out by February, and they're just going to go on a run. I know, they're on a 9 match unbeaten run right now, and it doesn't seem like they're going to stop. I mean, I don't know if all 4 of you got a chance. I know Ricardo did, to watch the Brentford match. Brentford were dominant through, 35 minutes and probably could have put more goals past Ederson. And you give City a slimmer of hope, and they always bury you. Brentford were, I thought, pretty impressive for most of that match, given they are far less dominant, talented. They don't have as much depth, and City scored 3 goals through Phil Foden, and all of a sudden 3 points again. I just don't see who in this Premier League can really pick points off them at this point. Haaland's not even scoring, and they're still dominating teams left, right, and center. So as long as Kevin De Bruyne's in City's team and they're getting goals from Julian Alvarez and Bernardo Silva, I feel like City's going to win this league by 6 to 8 points. As difficult as that is to say, I just think that they're going to probably pick off points against Arsenal and Liverpool in the reverse fixtures, and Liverpool is going to have more of their focus by those last couple weeks on Europa League.
I don't know. I think you might be a little bit too harsh on yourself right now. Or on Liverpool. I don't know.
Do you think they can win against City at Anfield? Is I guess the question.
Yeah, I do think Liverpool can win against City in Anfield.
I do as well, but
I mean, absolutely. Because Man City, they're in the same situation. They still got Champions League. They still got cup competitions. So like they're not solely focusing on the Prem either at this point. So they're with that context and the fact that you're going to be playing them at Anfield, I absolutely think Liverpool has a chance to pick off
that's
points.
That's a must win,
City.
I think.
If they want to win the Premier League, they have to beat Man City at Anfield. Absolutely. But even then, I think I think 8 points is a little harsh. I think it will be a little closer than that in the end. Yeah, no, you were on it completely with Liverpool. Just I didn't get to watch Brentford Man City, but just wait, like you said, just wait till Holland gets fully informed. I mean, it's gonna be the end. It's the end of the world for the rest of the Prem.
The
Pretty
end
much.
of the war.
The end.
The end of the Clone War.
It's Palpatine unleashing Order 66. Once Holland gets in the right form, it's over. Chopping heads left and right.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, even with an informed Holland, Liverpool I think still has a chance, take points from them.
I hope you're right.
Any other thoughts before we move on?
I will quickly mention it's a shame that Thiago has come up with another injury.
Yeah.
I know during our
It is a shame.
Klopp special episode we talked about wages, and I think he's the third highest earner in the squad, and he's played 5 to 10 minutes of football this year. I think he's
Crazy.
100% leaving the club at the end of the year. Even I think if he wanted any chance of a 1-year deal coming in the summer, he would have had to remain healthy for the rest of the way, and he's already injured. So, it doesn't hurt them that much, I don't think, because I don't think the expectations were that high for him to play, 60 minutes in a lot of these big matches. I think Endo getting back will help because, of course, Japan are now out of the Asian Cup. So just another body in that midfield will definitely give them a big boost. But, yeah, Thiago has been, I think, very underwhelming at Liverpool given the expectations, because I think he's actually missed more games through injury than he's played in the 3.5 years at the club. So big shame.
So I'm just imagining in my mind Pep Guardiola saying, "Captain Holland, the time has come. Execute Order 66." Goodbye. All right, Ricardo, it's time for our wheelhouse. This is the match of the year.
Well,
for
you're
La
at
Liga
30
right now.
games.
Yeah.
No, but in terms
La
of
Liga.
La
Given
Liga
context,
importance,
You're right.
in terms of La Liga importance, this is the match of the year. Real Madrid, Girona. Right now in the La Liga table, Real Madrid sitting at the top, 58 points. Girona, City Football Group, right behind at 56. Ricardo, I don't know how. This is a must-win. I think we will win, especially considering we are at the Bernabeu for this matchup. I think we will win, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a tight one.
Yeah, I mean, the injuries to the back line is certainly something to keep an eye on. I feel like we've been saying that for weeks now.
Even worse.
And yeah, I mean, hopefully Rudiger plays tomorrow. I think he is going to play, and then I'm assuming Tchouaméni will play left center back. But
I love Antonio Rudiger.
I love him too.
I miss him so much.
It's been a little iffy recently, but
yeah.
Don't be disrespectful
Who?
of Rudiger or Kepa. No Kepa disrespect.
Kepa every day of the week. I'll be disrespectful.
How dare
Rudiger?
you?
No, I like him. I like
Rudiger.
I think this could be a high-scoring game, though. This to me gives me like a 3-2 vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, Girona has plenty of firepower too, even though they might not have the biggest names. They play well together. They're very offensive-minded. Although I'm kind of wondering if they might become a shell themselves a bit because they don't want to get caught out on the counter by Real, which is arguably their best part of their transition play, attacking-wise especially. So that'll be interesting, the little tactics there, how Girona plan on, I guess, attacking Madrid, defending them, what their game plan is. But I mean, beat them at their place. I'm not saying it's going to be the same this time around, but I don't expect Real Madrid to lose. At the very least, it could be a draw, but I just, yeah, like, and Real Madrid's been there in these situations and these kinds of big games. They're certainly not going to overlook Girona, especially with the season they're having.
Not at all. Yeah.
So they'll be ready to play. They'll be ready to give it their all, and it's going to be. Yeah, I feel like it'll be a fun game though. Overall, from a neutral standpoint too, just watching that fireworks. I think.
I agree with 3-2. That was my score too to Real Madrid.
Nice.
But I mean, you guys will see in the Champions League episode, Ricardo and I are on the same wavelength with a lot of things today. But the other thing with Girona is, I mean, they've been, in weird form recently. They had one of the 8 0-0s that Real Sociedad has come up with. Their last La Liga matchup, Real Sociedad 0-0. But before that, only 1-0 against Celta Vigo and my guy Luca de la Torre. And then they lost in the Copa del Rey against Mallorca.
Shocker.
A big shocker in the Copa del Rey. So it's not like they've been playing the greatest necessarily either. So I think this is a good time to play them. Madrid is at a similar point based on, match results, but they've been facing Atletico Madrid and they beat Barcelona. They've had a tougher schedule this past month. So I think because of that, Real Madrid's in better form right now. And I mean, you can't discount the quality difference here. I mean, Girona, you got to commend them for the way they've played this year. I hope they go on to play in Champions League next season in the top 4. But I think they'll be outdone at the Santiago Bernabeu tomorrow. 3-2, I think, is a great score. I could even see like a 4-3 even. It's going to be high scoring no matter what. Very worried about the back line, but and hopefully Lunin starts. And I think he will.
He will.
But Kepa is done. He's finished. He's finito.
How dare you?
And I've had enough of him. For Ricardo, for all I care, Chelsea could take him back right now. I mean, honestly, we need him for goalkeeping depth, but for all I care, I mean, Kepa's been just so poor this season.
He'll come back strong.
Jacob, he wanted to play for Madrid, and all this is happening. I have no faith in Kepa at all. I have no faith.
Well, Jacob will take him back with open arms, and
I'm sure he will. But
I'll buy the plane ticket.
Hot take. I mean, Petrovic is better right now than Kepa. Right now, current form.
That's because Petrovic is good.
Oh, so you're agreeing with me? Okay, cool.
Petrovic is like a top.
Okay, cool. Did not expect that.
He's got nothing to say.
Okay, cool. Whatever.
If I may, I did want to add that in the reverse fixture, Madrid scored twice in the first 21 minutes. So I think they'll, as in Girona, will take from that game that they need to be a little more compact defensively coming out of the gate instead of being very, open and expansive in the first 25 minutes. I would think that's what the management should do. Because if they leave themselves exposed, I think that Madrid could end this game pretty quickly. And Girona needs at least a point from this game to stick around because, I mean, we talked about it in the Champions League episode. Madrid has only lost 2 games this season in all competitions.
Crazy.
So it's really difficult to see where they drop points, very similar to City. What games are they going to really even draw? It feels very unlikely in almost every scenario. So are Girona going to go to Madrid? I don't even I would love to know, and I'll probably have to check off air. I doubt Girona's ever went to Madrid and won. I know last year, if I remember correctly, Tati Castellanos, mentioned him in 2 straight episodes, scored, what was it, a hat trick or 4 goals against Real Madrid? Was that last season? I don't know if the interview
Castellanos, that was last season.
And that was at Girona, correct?
Yeah.
I have to agree with both of you. With context too, Daley Blind suspended, and let me get his name. I believe it's Yangel Herrera, Yangel Herrera, who's a Venezuelan midfielder, both suspended for this match. Daley Blind's a big miss, especially with the position he plays. He's a kind of a left-sided center back who also is allowed to pull forward. So I see this ending only one way, and that's with Real Madrid winning. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 2-0. I just think Girona is not going to have enough to win this match, let alone get a draw.
Keep in mind, coming into this match, in the reverse fixture, near the end of the match, Nacho picked up a red card for a nasty slide tackle against Christian Porto. It was just an awful attempt from Nacho, and so I'm wondering if maybe Girona will stand up for their striker at this this matchup. We'll see what happens with Nacho, but 4-3, 3-2. Everyone picked Madrid. Or Jacob, did you have a pick here?
Real.
Easy,
that's all we need to know.
Fair enough.
But
you want to score?
And if you want,
10-0. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
I know you wouldn't. I mean, I never get these right anyway, so I don't really care. 3-1 Real Madrid.
All right. Moving on, or unless Ricardo, you have anything else?
Nope.
No. All right, we move on.
Another good one coming.
Oh boy, we talked about one very important title fixture. A fixture that could lead to a title coming up at the end of the year. The Bundesliga. We got Bayer Leverkusen against Bayern Munich tomorrow as well. Man, what a weekend! I love this on Super Bowl weekend of all weekends. What an amazing sports weekend here.
A great manager against Thomas Tuchel.
Hey, I mean, Thomas Tuchel, if we want to talk about that for a little bit, Tuchel has to be out of here after this season if they don't.
Do you think even with a league title, he still remains, or are you think he's still
so poor? I think here's the thing.
Unless they can get Klopp, he's not going anywhere.
No, if they run away, if they find a way to run away with the league title, whatever happens, if Leverkusen falls off, which I doubt, if they fall off and Bayern goes on a run, sure, maybe Tuchel stays.
If they find a way to win the Champions League,
if they only
stay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the other exception.
There's no shot.
They are in my final.
No.
But hey, you got to have Harry Kane playing in England, okay? It's just set up for that. It's the script writers came up with that. Anyways, Champions League later. If Bayern only wins the Bundesliga by 2 points,
last year where they won by a point.
Yeah, but that was
they
didn't deserve it. That was a very good
Dortmund were awful on the final day.
They bottled the final day.
They were at home against Mainz and lost, or drew, I think. It's terrible.
Yeah. So if Bayern only win the league by 2 points, I think Tuchel's still out. And that's if they, don't win the Champions League either. So I think that and anything less, Tuchel's out. So this is a very important match in the long run then, because if Bayern can somehow win this, they'll have a point on Leverkusen, a very important point going forward. Anyone have any quick thoughts at first? Matchup.
I am really leaning towards Leverkusen. I think they have the advantage of playing at home.
Yep.
And in the reverse fixture, Bayern choked away a 2-1 lead. They gave up a penalty late, and Palacios, the midfielder who scored recently, a late winner. I don't remember against who, but it was after their winter break. Bayern, we talked about it in the Champions League episode, they just aren't playing well. And, Leverkusen are missing Victor Boniface. That's a big miss. But they find ways to score goals late. I mean, they just signed Borja Iglesias from, I think it was Betis on loan. Just gives him another body. Patrick Schick at one point was one of the best performing strikers in the Bundesliga a couple years back when he was scoring goals for fun. I just think that they are going to be revved up for this matchup. And, Bayern's missing a lot of players. And I just think it comes at a bad time for them defensively. They haven't been performing maybe as good as they could have. I think right now Bayern Leverkusen has the best defense in Germany. Second's Bayern, but I just think Leverkusen's going to win this game and create a 5-point gap, and all the pressure is going to be on Tuchel. I think everybody's rooting for that, but I think goals are coming in this game, and I think we're going to see a really good performance out of Florian Wirtz. I think that's going to be a key guy for them. I think Florian Wirtz has a big game, has a couple goal contributions, and Leverkusen creates the gap that they really desperately need. Because, again, I think if Bayern wins this game, it's huge. And I think even a point would do good things for them because Leverkusen, if we look at it recently, they dropped points against Gladbach. Besides that, though, I mean, they've won pretty much every game. They haven't lost a game yet all season in every competition. So Bayern Munich would have to do something that nobody's done this year, and frankly, I don't expect it. I think I'm going to go Leverkusen win 3-2. Late winner. I don't know who it comes from, but I think we get a late winner here. I want drama.
I like a 2-2 draw.
I said that too.
I know Leverkusen have all the momentum, but they got to get tested at some point, and they have to. I don't know. I know it sounds ridiculous, but at some point they're not going to have the late winner to pull it out. At some point they're going to, be stood up. And I think if it's going to come against anybody, Bayern would be the team. So, yeah, that's for those reasons I'm going with the 2-2 draw.
The Bundesliga runs through Bayern. So, say what you want. It just, for some reason, even when Bayern has a down season, it seems like
Come on, Leverkusen.
They find a way. Listen, man, this is I really hope Leverkusen win. I'm fingers crossed for them. I want Xabi Alonso. I want a different Bundesliga winner for once, but could have happened last year. But that's whole different conversation.
Thanks, Stooges.
Yeah, thank you. But I don't know, man. These players have been there before too. Some of them have been there, and they know what it takes to come away with the result when they need it most. It seems like every single season. So that's why they win the Bundesliga every year. So I'm going to say 2-2 draw, but I wouldn't be shocked if somehow Bayern pulled it off.
I'll go real quick since we're running out of time here. Leverkusen, this is a must draw for them at least. Must draw. Looking ahead at both of their schedules, not only does Bayern have their Bundesliga matchups, they also have their Lazio fixtures coming up in the Champions League, and of course Leverkusen has Europa League too. So we have see if that. But Bayern, this month alone, in the beginning of March, have to play Leipzig and Freiburg, who are both in the top 7. Now we've been talking the next Champions League episode about Leipzig struggles, but it's still Leipzig. They're still one of the class sides of the Bundesliga. So it's gonna be tough for them. With Leverkusen coming up, They have so after Bayern Munich, they have Heidenheim, who are currently 10th, but then they have Mainz and Cologne, who are 2 teams in the relegation zone right now. So I mean, you would hope, if you're rooting for Leverkusen, that they at least get a point against Bayern and then go on this winning stretch, or at least continue their winning ways against those lowly sides. So this is a must draw for them. And I mean, honestly, I see them winning this. I'm gonna say 2-1 Leverkusen.
There we go.
Yeah, I think 2-1 is a perfect score for this at home. I think Wirtz will, like you said, I think Florian Wirtz will find his way on the score sheet. 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. Let's go with 2-1. Real quick before we end, let's do some quick fire predictions for this weekend. Weekend's other fixtures. So let's come up with the score and a quick sentence. So
Asian Cup.
Yes, Asian Cup final. Jordan, just like we all thought, Jordan Qatar. What a wonderful, just what we thought. Qatar. I mean, the Asian Cup's in Qatar, right?
Yep.
So I mean, this is a must win, I think, for Qatar to win this. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's gonna be Qatar 1-1 in penalties. It's gonna be.
This game's putting Jacob to sleep.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird game, but to be honest, I'm not looking forward to watching this.
This is
I'll be honest, I'm not watching this. Liverpool plays at the same time.
Oh, I sure as you know what, I'm not watching.
Jacob's
this.
By the way, Brighton plays at the same time too, so I'm not watching. I just saw.
But I'll give it its flowers. This tournament's been entertaining too. I know I've talked a lot about the AFCON, and AFCON's been awesome. Asian Cup's been pretty cool too. But again, it's for me.
1-0 Jordan.
Ooh.
Why? I have no idea.
Hey, I'm joining you. I'm going to say 2-1 Jordan. 2-1 Jordan.
Qatar 2-1.
All right.
Next.
Moving on. Sorry. Before we do the AFCON final, I actually want to do Tottenham and Brighton since I just brought up Brighton. I'm going to say, God.
You feeling frisky?
Mr. Human Son's back.
Oh,
yeah. Son and no João Pedro. Bye-bye. 3-0 Spurs.
Wow.
Yeah. 2-0 Tottenham.
3-1 Spurs.
All right. Moving on.
3-1 Spurs.
Oh, Jacob.
3-1 Spurs.
3-1. Okay.
I was tempted to say 2, but
All right. We'll move on to the AFCON final now. Nigeria, who we talked about, versus the home side, the Ivory Coast. Nigeria has the best player in this matchup, Victor Osimhen. I'm going to have to go with the best player. Nigeria. It pains me. Nigeria 2-1.
Love Victor Osimhen, but I'm going to go with the host country 2-1.
I'll go. It goes to penalties 1-1 after extra time. I'm going to pick Nigeria.
I really want to pick Nigeria, man, but I did say in the last episode that if these two teams matched up in the final, I would take Ivory Coast.
You did.
Oh.
Are you a man of your word? Oh.
I'm going to go by my word. I think Ivory Coast wins in extra time, 2-1.
Love it. Hey, that's gonna be a fun matchup.
That's gonna be really good.
And that's at a good time. 3
Sunday.
p.m. 3. Yep.
Before the game.
Oh, true. I got confused because it said tomorrow on my Google, but I forgot it's technically Saturday morning right now. In the last matchup, we'll preview or give a prediction to AC Milan and Napoli. And real quick, as I talk about Napoli, what a joke! AC Milan 3-1.
Jacob called them frauds.
Yeah, but I also called AC Milan frauds.
Yeah, but Napoli more
But
frauds.
Napoli are that is true. AC Milan 2-0.
2-2 draw.
Oh man, no.
This
no
match is
Aussie
at the
men.
San Siro.
Yeah, no Aussie men. Milan's at home. 3-1, Milan.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Good episode. Good talk. Good predictions. Let's see if we're right. Maybe I can maybe my score flips once again.
Maybe I'll get one. Maybe I'll get one prediction right. I doubt it, but we'll see.
I mean, if Brighton can win 3-0,
Chelsea win on Monday, Jacob.
They better. There's always my answer every week. They better. They better. If they lose to Roy Hodgson,
without his best player,
how does Roy Hodgson still have a job?
How is he still alive?
Because he's inevitable.
That was wild.
All right, Ricardo unhinged at one
downtown.
It's past my bedtime. Good night.
Roy Hodgson does look. Watching Palace last weekend, Roy Hodgson does not look good.
Hey, someone clip that.
Can you blame him?
He should go into retirement respectfully, and then Steve Cooper should come in.
Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper, who probably should not have gotten sacked from Forest.
No. Scapegoat.
Fan favorite, too.
It's Mourinho time. I'm kidding. Okay, boys.
No,
Time to bring back Frank de Boer.
All right. That's it. We're going off the rail here. Guys, great episode as always. If you have any suggestions for topics you want us to talk about in the future, please let us know in these comments or on our Twitter page. Christian runs our Twitter, so he will surely put out a Q&A poll type post before the next episode. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in there. Like, subscribe, listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and next week, same time.
Let's do it.
Well,
maybe not at the same time, but
we'll see about that.
No, 3 a.m. How about that? All right. I'm kidding. Have a good night,
my
y'all.
bedtime.
Good night.